The Manifest Destiny President, James K. Polk. Scene opens with a historical montage, images of the American West, maps showing U.S. expansion, and a portrait of James K. Polk. Narrator. In the annals of American presidential history, few figures achieved as much or fundamentally reshaped the nation's geography as the 11th President of the United States, James K. Polk. Often considered a dark horse candidate, his single term was a whirlwind of ambition and territorial expansion, forever altering the map of North America. Early life and political ascent. Transition to a more formal academic setting, perhaps with old maps and books. Narrator. Born on November 2, 1795 in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, James Knox Polk was the first of 10 children. His family later moved to Tennessee, a frontier state where opportunities abounded. Polk proved to be an intelligent and ambitious young man. He graduated with honors from the University of North Carolina and went on to study law under the guidance of Felix Grundy, a prominent Tennessee politician. Visuals of a young Polk, perhaps an artist's rendition, studying, or in early political gatherings. Narrator. Polk quickly established himself in Tennessee politics. He served in the Tennessee state legislature before being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1825. He rapidly rose through the ranks, becoming a close ally of President Andrew Jackson, earning him the nickname Young Hickory due to his resemblance in style and political philosophy to Old Hickory himself. Polk served as Speaker of the House from 1835 to 1839, a powerful position that showcased his legislative skill and unwavering democratic principles. After leaving Congress, he served a term as Governor of Tennessee. The dark horse election of 1844. The presidential election of 1844 was largely dominated by the issue of territorial expansion, particularly the annexation of Texas and the Oregon dispute with Great Britain. The leading Democratic contenders, Martin Van Buren and Lewis Cass, equivocated on these issues. This opened the door for a surprise candidate. At the Democratic National Convention, after many ballots, a compromise candidate emerged, James K. Polk. He was largely unknown outside of political circles, hence the term dark horse. Polk ran on an aggressive platform of westward expansion, promising to annex Texas and acquire the Oregon Territory. He famously declared his intention to serve only one term, but to accomplish specific goals within that term. This clear vision resonated with an American public, increasingly drawn to the idea of manifest destiny, the belief that the United States was destined to expand its dominion across the North American continent. He narrowly defeated Whig candidate Henry Clay. Polk's presidency, a triumph of manifest destiny. Inaugurated on March 4, 1845, President Polk wasted no time in pursuing his ambitious agenda. His presidency is almost entirely defined by territorial expansion. First, Polk successfully achieved the annexation of Texas, which had been a republic since its independence from Mexico in 1836. This act immediately strained relations with Mexico, which still considered Texas its territory. Next, Polk turned his attention to the Oregon Territory. Despite the popular cry of 5440 or fight, demanding the entire territory up to the Russian-Alaska border, Polk skillfully negotiated with Great Britain. In 1846, the Oregon Treaty was signed, dividing the territory at the 49th parallel, giving the United States control over what would become the states of Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. However, Polk's most significant and controversial act was the Mexican-American War, 1846 to 1848. Driven by the desire to acquire California and the lands in between, Polk provoked a conflict with Mexico over disputed territory along the Texas border. Despite fierce political opposition at home, the United States, with superior military organization and leadership, decisively defeated Mexico. The war concluded with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848. Under this treaty, Mexico ceded vast territories to the United States, including present-day California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and parts of Colorado and Wyoming. This acquisition, known as the Mexican Cession, increased the size of the United States by over a quarter, fulfilling the grand vision of Manifest Destiny. Economic policies and legacy. Beyond territorial expansion, Polk also pursued significant economic policies. He was a staunch Jacksonian Democrat, advocating for a reduction in tariffs and the reestablishment of an independent treasury. He succeeded in both, signing the Walker Tariff of 1846, which lowered import duties, and reinstating the independent treasury system, separating government funds from private banks. These policies aimed to reduce government intervention in the economy and promote free trade. Retirement and death. True to his word, James K. Polk did not seek re-election. His single term was physically grueling as he worked tirelessly, often neglecting his health. Just 3 months after leaving office and having achieved all his major goals, James K. Polk died on June 15, 1849, at the age of 53, becoming the shortest-lived U.S. president after leaving office. Conclusion. James K. Polk's presidency remains one of the most consequential in American history. He delivered on his promises, acquiring more territory than any president except Thomas Jefferson with the Louisiana Purchase. He cemented the idea of manifest destiny and transformed the United States into a continental power. However, his actions, particularly the Mexican-American War and the vast new territories, also ignited intense debates over slavery's expansion, laying the groundwork for the Civil War. His legacy is a testament to focused ambition, but also a complex reminder of the costs and consequences of rapid expansion.